What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and we just got an enormous update for Spider-Man in the form of an exclusive for Brand New Day. It appears as though we now know which Avenger Marvel will be supplying for the Sony Marvel sharing agreement that says one Avenger needs to be in every Spider-Man film, and it's none other than Bruce Banner the Hulk. We're also hearing a ton of details about an enormous action sequence that's being called maybe the biggest Marvel has ever done. We're breaking it all down, this bombshell that we're going to see the Hulk in Spider-Man Brand New Day, what version of the Hulk it might be, how it may play into this World War Hulk storyline, and of course the details about this rumored insane stunt sequence. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we've been growing again at a crazy insane pace, so if you've already subbed, thank you so much for helping grow the community at the channel, and if you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's the number one thing you can do to support the channel, plus it enters you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video, we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so again, this broke earlier today in an exclusive from Nexus Point News. They're an industry insider editorial. We have covered exclusives from them before. The headline says Mark Ruffalo is set to return as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They go on to report, quote, Nexus Point News can exclusively report that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It is currently unknown what role Banner will play in the story or whether he'll also be portraying his alternate green persona. Nexus Point News can confirm that Bruce Banner's appearance will be much larger than a cameo, and that Ruffalo will have a substantial role in the film. And as I mentioned during the prologue, there's an agreement between Sony and Marvel that there has to be one marquee character or Avenger in every Spider-Man film, and so this news about Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, this is most likely that character, meaning yeah, it'll be more than a cameo. Expect him to show up in all three acts of the film. Speaking of which, that's when a second industry insider, and Alex Perez over at the Cosmic Circus, actually dropped some updated details about one of the scenes they're hoping to shoot in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He refers to it as, and I quote, one of the MCU's biggest, if not the biggest, stunt sequences in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Quote, it's expected to take upwards of a month to shoot and will be a practical sequence, though that doesn't mean that the Hulk can't be added in after the fact, as the Jade Giant is typically portrayed through motion capture on set. And quote, the scene will be filmed outside in what, in the movie, will be a heavily populated area, suggesting this fight will play out in the streets of New York, and understandably, there's expected to be a large amount of safety coordination. Now, while this report is super exciting, maybe it was to be expected because of who Marvel gave the nod to direct this film. Destin Daniel Cretton earned his spot doing Spider-Man Brand New Day based on his fight sequences in Shang-Chi and how that may translate to Spider-Man, and they're definitely upping the ante by trying to do a major fight sequence between the Hulk and Spider-Man, something we've never seen on the silver screen before. And in fact, Bruce Banner and Peter Parker have never interacted on the silver screen in the MCU. They've been in the same place at the same time, like at the end of Avengers Endgame and Tony's funeral, but we've never seen them actually speak to each other. And with Tony Stark out of the picture and Reed Richards not yet in the 616, Bruce Banner and Peter Parker are two of the smartest dudes on the planet. And I ultimately think that it's going to be this connection between the two of them that leads Peter Parker to reaching out to Bruce Banner in the first place, because remember, none of them remember who Peter Parker is. They know that there's a Spider-Man, they may remember having fought side by side with them, but given what we saw at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, and unless that spell has been undone, as of yet we haven't seen it on screen, then Bruce Banner isn't going to remember who he is or any of their history anyway, not that there's been much to begin with. And that theory that I mentioned we were going to get into moments ago kind of goes like this. Now that we know that Bruce Banner's Hulk is going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that Bruce Banner's Hulk is also operating in what we can call a mini 616 Illuminati with Wong and Captain Marvel, what we saw at the end of Shang-Chi in that post-credit scene, I think it very likely that Hulk is our conduit to getting Simu Liu and Shang-Chi into Spider-Man and them all fighting side by side as well. I think ultimately Destin Daniel Cretton, as soon as he signed on for Spider-Man, was probably wondering, can I get Shang-Chi into the mix? And now bringing in Bruce Banner is the character that could basically set this all up. Although I do wonder if they aren't sort of wading into murky territory here. What they did at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home was meant to reset Peter Parker, and we've heard continually that that's what this movie intends on doing, serving as a soft reboot, resetting Peter Parker and letting him be a street-level Spider-Man. But if he reaches out immediately to Bruce Banner and then becomes connected to, say, a new Avengers team, well, then he's kind of right where he was, and they've undone all of the stakes at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. But I think that might just be a negative way of thinking about it, because honestly, on a short list of characters that I want to see Spider-Man team up with that include Wolverine and Deadpool, Hulk is also on that list, and something we've never seen seen before. So leaving it to Marvel now to find a new way forward, give us something fresh we haven't seen, and I still think there's a way they can navigate this and make him a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and have him fighting side by side with the Hulk. But as we mentioned and during the prologue, very briefly, all of the rumors about the Hulk storyline have said Marvel Studios is looking to do a World War Hulk storyline where perhaps we would have Bruce Banner's Professor Hulk revert to a Savage level Hulk. And if the Russos have paid attention to any of the discourse in the fandom, say over the last, 5 years since Avengers Endgame came out, the depowering of Hulk is one of the things that the fans absolutely hated that the Russos did. Their reason given at the time was they thought it was too easy, that Hulk was too powerful and was basically a get out of jail free card. They wanted to nerf him in order to let the other characters shine. But we're in a whole new world of the MCU where power creep has already happened. We have Sentry in the MCU. We're about to have Doctor Doom. So wherever their reasoning was that Hulk was too powerful as a Savage Hulk, that is out the window. And what fans actually want to see is a Savage Hulk. I guess it makes it a lot easier of a storyline if Professor Hulk is intelligent enough to actually have dialogue with Spider-Man and a game plan. But the Savage Hulk is what all the fans want to see, and what seems like it would make a lot more sense down the road for a World War Hulk storyline. So maybe, just maybe, this Spider-Man story is what's going to lead to Bruce Banner reverting. Although I've got a sneaking suspicion they're not going to want to do that before Avengers Doomsday. Again, Hulk just works a lot better in an ensemble when he can actually converse when he's in his Hulk form. And that's why I think also, twofold, the Professor Hulk just worked for everybody on the screen instead of the Savage Hulk. Then he's not the liability you've got to address every time he turns. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How hype are you to see Hulk in Spider-Man? Do you think this is going to lead to a Shang-Chi team up as well? Who in the world are the villains and what is going on with this plot? It seems absolutely nuts. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff. We're still giving away PS5s here at the channel, plus tickets when Marvel movies drops. The whole thing. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and the winning comments shown on screen, so please be safe and vigilant on YouTube, and if you should get spam, just report it directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places. Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.